begin by asking a question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I don't think so. I don't think so. So I'm here today with a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote this election, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals into our country. And I will bring back, as your president, the American dream. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And we will never give in, we will never give up, we will never back down, and we will never, ever, ever, ever surrender.
Wow, just completely on message across the board. Joining us now to talk a little bit about it, David Malpass, former president of the World Bank, Undersecretary of the Treasury, E.J. Antoni, research fellow, Heritage Foundation. Antoni, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? Kamala says you got to have price controls, price gouging controls, rent controls, a couple of $1 trillion more in spending, 25 grand to make your house even more expensive so you can't afford it. Long-term interest rates are going up even though the Fed tried to goose the economy. You better off today than you were 4 years ago?
Well, Larry, the answer there is a decided no, absolutely not. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing President Trump pull ahead in the polls right now, is that is increasingly becoming the issue that's at the forefront of people's minds. And if we just look at a couple of numbers, it really makes sense. Consider a typical family where you have both parents working, and if they're each earning the average for weekly earnings, then their inflation-adjusted income has taken about a $3,700 hit. On top of that, they're paying much higher interest rates, as you mentioned, on a much larger debt load, which they've had to take on because of inflation. And the result is a family that's about $7,300 poorer than they were when Biden and Harris took office.
And Dave Malpass, what's very interesting here is Mr. Trump closes with some really strong messaging, in my view. He is linking the economy very carefully to a successful, unifying message for the whole population. He's saying success is the best revenge, which we heard at the Milwaukee convention last summer, but he's now saying success on the economy and other things, of course, the border and foreign policy, will unify the country. And he's using Reagan's phrase to hammer it home. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? To me, David, that's a lot better than talking about fascists and Adolf Hitler's generals and other nonsense that we're hearing from the other side.
That's right, and people get it. You know, there's an affordability crisis, and what's happening is the government, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it causes spending, but doesn't cause production. So people feel like they're trapped. It's a two-tier economy, and they look at, if we look at the housing side, it's a big problem for people. If they already have a mortgage, they're worried that they won't get a low-rate mortgage again in their lifetime because we're looking at high for long because the government just won't stop spending. So we need to get out of it. We need more production. That's unifying, and it's unleashing the economy, and that's what Trump is talking about. We need better regulation, and that can really work. Energy production can have a huge impact, and I think people get it. It's an affordability crisis that they can't get out of with Harris's policies.
Antoni, I think as a sidebar, and I don't think Mr. Trump should get involved in this right now. I mean, he has said earlier in the campaign regarding the Fed, he said, look, I have a right to weigh in, although I'm not going to dictate. And I think that's exactly the right moderate position. I mean, he's a taxpayer. He has opinions about stuff. But the Federal Reserve, you're going through now a big sell-off in bonds. Long-term interest rates are going up again. As you and I both noted, mortgage rates are going up again with long-term interest rates. And I think the Federal Reserve is to blame. They did not make good on getting inflation down. Here's what I'm thinking, AJ. Here's what I'm thinking. Just think, follow me here. Instead of not even getting to a 2% target, I mean, 20% inflation overall for 3.5 years. Okay, point number one. Point number two, the Fed's target is 2. Even the year-to-year, which has slowed, did not get to 2. Why shouldn't the Fed have gone 0 to 2? Why shouldn't the Fed want to give prices a chance to fall for middle income and lower income working folks who never experience lower prices? In other words, it's always higher, and it's always Wall Street dictating. That's my criticism of Jay Powell and the Fed.
Larry, that ratchet effect that you're describing, where prices only go up, they may go up slower at one point or another, but they only go up. That's one of the key problems with the Federal Reserve. It's why the dollar has lost over 96% of its value since the Fed was created in 1913. And why are they doing this? Because they need to help facilitate all of the runaway government spending that you and David were just talking about. That's really what inflation it is. It is a way for the Fed essentially to take value away from the American people, to reduce the value of their income, reduce the value of their savings, and transfer that wealth to the government, again, to pay for these massive budget deficits. And that's a key thing that people need to remember. So long as this runaway spending, particularly deficit spending, remains, the inflation's going to remain too.
Dave Malpass, last word. As EJ just said, the fact is retirement savings have lost tremendous value because of the inflation. But here's the thing. People buying gold. Now, gold, $2,700, $2,700. That gold signal, which economists and Wall Street love to scoff at, that gold signal is telling you there's a loss of confidence right now. Now, confidence may be regained after the election, but right now, Biden-Harris, that gold price signal, they are saying Katie barred the door. They've also lost confidence in the Federal Reserve. Give you the last word, David. The message of gold here. Don't ignore it.
And we know that from inflation. It's all consistent. And the Fed has to have new models. What they're basically saying, it's employment, jobs versus price stability, as if they're two different things. And I think there has to be a way, and there is a way, to pull those together that's beneficial for people. They gain confidence. The Republican platform, Trump's platform, says dollar is a reserve currency. Right. So that will be confidence building if allowed. And this can all come together in a positive way. People can't see it today, but they can once the policies start coming in. And yields can come down. They're not fixed in stone.
No, that's right. It's a good optimistic message. I agree with you heartily. But I think you need brand new management at the Federal Reserve. I said so last night. Others said so. We need new management at the Federal Reserve. They do not appreciate the failure of these old models. And prices never fall. Average people have to just live with higher and higher prices, either faster or slower. Anyway, I got to get out of here. Dave Malpass, thank you. EJ Antoni, a.k.a. Tony Antoni.